What is up, everybody? We are back with Unscripted Access, episode number 134. You're here with your host, Nick McCandless. On this week's show, we have Anthony Ta,
Good day.
Bronson Fiore,
What's up?
and John Macaluso.
Hello, good people of Earth.
So we are back from E3. We all survived. We were all
John is
there.
an alien? Sorry.
Yeah. we're all back from E3. We all survived. John barely survived. I'll let him tell that story later. But yeah, we're back. John, it was your first E3. So how did it live up to your expectations? What you've seen on TV? Like, what do you think of your E3?
It was, well, for one, it's really surreal. Like I feel like it hasn't quite clicked that I went. But it was awesome. It was a lot of fun. It was really cool playing games that aren't going to come out for months, and it was really cool talking to people who make those games. So definitely lived up to the expectations, and it was also fun, like just being there with you guys. You guys are fun folk to hang out with.
To be honest, I mean, if there's one thing I do want to add, I was just like, oh man, this is not exactly the best E3 for John to get started on. But still pretty cool.
Yeah, this was my fifth E3. And out of the 5 E3s, it was definitely, like, the press conferences were great. I feel like these were actually the best press conferences we've had from Sony and Microsoft in a while. But as far as the actual show goes, it was by far the no, it wasn't boring, but it was definitely the least active E3 that I've ever been to. Usually E3 there's a lot more people, it feels a lot more alive, and I just didn't catch that vibe. I still had a blast, but it just didn't. It definitely stood out from the other E3s, but not in the best way. But it was fun. So we started out, the first night we went to Outback, as we did last year. I had me a delicious steak. Freaking Anthony just had the entire cow put on his plate.
Did I order a 16 or 22 ounce?
It was 16.
16, okay. Yeah, I ate a pound of beef.
Like I said,
that's before
literally
you
they
count
just
the mashed
brought the
potatoes.
entire cow and just laid it on the plate for Anthony. And he ate it all.
Yeah, well, you should check John. He wanted the rarest possible steak possible, so we were like, well, we're gonna.
But it wasn't that rare, though.
Yeah, but
No,
we were thinking that was gonna
really
be like
disappointing, actually.
Yeah, we were thinking it was gonna be they're gonna kill a cow on the spot and then just present the meat there. Done.
Well, yeah, he was like, I want the most rare steak legally possible or something like that. And I was like, this shit's gonna come out looking freaking red as hell. And no, it didn't actually look that bad.
I think, like, I ordered a medium rare, and I was like, this shit looks medium. Possibly even a little bit more done than that.
Yeah, mine looked a little pinker, too, because it was like, is this medium or is it medium rare? But I thought the steak was absolutely delicious. Yeah. I somehow finished it, and the mashed potatoes. I didn't know how I did it. Because I could barely run out of the place with you guys, right?
Yes, that was definitely so there was 2 highlights of the Outback dinner. The first highlight was the manager there was freaking amazingly sexy. She was super sexy, and every time I got a chance to look, I definitely did. The second highlight of going to Outback was leaving Bronson in the restaurant by himself. Which that will be going up on the website shortly after this podcast goes up. So definitely look forward to that. Yeah, so expect to see our prank on Bronson and Bremen's horrible attempt at trying to
sound Chinese.
Yeah. So, you'll be seeing that come on the website. So that's the first day. That's the day everyone came in. Second day was the press conferences. So we went to Microsoft, we got shitty seating, even though we got there early, because we got stuck waiting to enter a parking garage for like 40 minutes. And we had to wait for a freaking security guard to come let us in.
Yeah, so like what happens is it's like Microsoft Press event. You can park at USC parking structure number 1. And there's only one entrance, I believe. to parking structure 1. The problem is that they locked it. So we got around to the entrance. Doors were shut, even though they said it would open at 6 a.m. or 7 a.m. or whatever the hell. So we sat there, and what happened is that the two of us trying to get to the Microsoft press conference are blocking off the entrance to everyone else behind us. Which, man, and of course,
what pissed me off about that is we got up super early to get there early to get good seats, and we ended up with absolutely awful seats.
Yeah, we got up super early. We were towards the front of the line, and we got, quite frankly, compared to last year, super shitty seats.
Well, we probably got, I mean, you can't get much worse seats than the ones we got. We're at pretty much the top deck in the corner. So, I mean, we were literally sitting by the seats that had blankets over them. So, it was pretty bad. But Sony, we got great seats.
I mean, that probably was kind of a little sign that maybe companies weren't really too stoked about this year's E3, because last year Microsoft frickin' had valets.
They've always, every year I've went, they've done free valet. Every single year, this was the first year they didn't.
Yeah, it was a free valet. You drop off your car, you go and watch the press conference, you come out, you present the ticket, you wait an hour for them to show up, and there you go. You didn't have to worry about parking. This year, it's like, what did they do, and what did everyone else do if they couldn't get in the garage? Because I feel like we probably went to the wrong garage or something because no one else was parked in there. Except maybe USC
we went to the
people.
garage that they specifically put on the invite, so...
Yeah, they gave the address and we showed up, and... Ugh, man. So, yeah. So, we watched the Microsoft press conference.
What did everyone think of it?
I was thoroughly impressed with a lot of it. Do not give a shit about EA Access.
We will be back momentarily after a message from our sponsor. I mean, that's what it felt like.
EA Access, you gotta give it to them though. EA Access is a freaking it's definitely worth the money if you're into playing those games.
Yeah,
for $5 a month, I mean.
Yeah, but I think about it and I'm just like, most of the games on there are old and you will be able to find them in a bargain bin for super cheap. Like, they hyped up, like, you can get Titanfall on there. And I'm like, dude, I can get Titanfall on Amazon for $10.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
But, overall, I thought the press conference was pretty solid. They showed off Halo, which looked amazing. They showed off Forza, which the Forza unveiling was disappointing because they didn't show the gameplay. The
Forza unveiling... Just thinking back about it now just pisses me off, because it's like, okay guys, it's Forza, look, Ford GT history, we're promoting Ford. Look guys, here comes the Ford GT40. My, that's a nice car you got there. Why, thank you, sir. Alright, we're off the stage, here's the video done. And I'm like, wait, what? That's it?
Yeah, like, they didn't end up showing any gameplay, which, I mean, we got to play the game on the show floor, so
I don't even think there was much point in them showing the car if you're only going to talk about it for 20 seconds. Like, when they showed Forza Horizon 2, or when they pulled out that McLaren of 2 or 3 years ago, forget, they just talked about how Forza was going to be amazing, and that actually kind of presented
5,
it.
Yeah,
they presented it pretty well.
That was going to be the first Forza on the new generation of consoles.
Yeah, and it was a huge deal because, well, let's be honest here, it's not like Gran Turismo was anywhere in sight, and Drive Club got delayed or something, so, it was a big deal. This year, it's like, man, Weather and Night is like two of the most important features that everyone kept asking out of Forza because Gran Turismo had it. And so, for them to not talk about it, I'm like, so is it really that good? Because honestly, I feel like it's really important, because when Nick and I played those demos, like, crazy a lot, that rain is serious. I don't know about the actual wet part, but puddles have now become the single most terrifying thing when you're driving, apparently.
Oh, agreed. Yeah, that's the first thing I learned, and I learned the hard way is, like, this is the first racing game I've played where you hit a puddle and you actually have to like be careful. Like if you just go flying into a puddle, you're gonna lose control of your car. Like you have to be
unless you're driving straight, and even then,
even
you
then,
never
you'll
know.
definitely
You never know. It's like because it's pretty cool because in Gran Turismo they say, oh yeah, there's rain, but it's just they just lower the grip levels is what it feels like. In Forza, it's like, well, you kind of have to be really careful because high performance sports car, summer tires mainly designed for dry and not wet. Oof, that's. I mean, I've spun out so many times and got completely garbage lap times because of it. I'm like, ah. So and I just feel like they could have just talked about that because that's kind of important. 9 times probably not as important because a lot of games already do it, but still.
But yeah,
at least they could like show off. They could show off
Forza Horizon 2 as well.
Yeah.
So
probably why they didn't talk about it.
But the thing is, the weather didn't really. The weather was just cosmetic in Horizon 2. It didn't impact the racing at all. So that's different. But yeah, I love Forza. I absolutely love Forza. I'm actually playing Project Cars right now because ever since I got back from I haven't had much time to play games at all. Like literally outside of work and streaming. Like streaming is really the only time I've really played games. I've probably played games for a total of maybe 5 hours since we got back from E3. Like I haven't had much time at all. But I was like, okay, I'm podcasting tonight, and I usually play games when I'm podcasting. I'm like, do I want to play Forza or play Project Cars? I was like, Project Cars. I liked Project Cars. I didn't put as much time into it because life just got insane once I got it, and I absolutely love Project Cars. So I'm playing Project Cars right now. But yeah, I am very much looking forward to Forza 6. I loved Forza Horizon 2. I always sink an insane amount of hours. I probably spend more time in Forza than any other game. And I mean, literally any other game. Like Forza 5, I think I put like 120 hours into. And Forza Horizon 2, I think I put like 70 or 80 hours into. So I will definitely be playing a lot of Forza 6. I am very much looking forward to it. Moving on from Forza, though, they showed off Tomb Raider. Tomb Raider looks amazing. I'm a huge Tomb Raider fan. Well, I won't say that. I am a new Tomb Raider fan. I wasn't a fan of the whole cartoony Tomb Raider where, like, oh, it's Lara Croft. No, it was like, that's Angelina Jolie. Like, that's what I felt like I was playing as. Was like, I wasn't a fan of it at all. I wasn't too into it. But when they took it down a serious, rated M, violent, freaking Uncharted-esque type style with the last Tomb Raider, I absolutely loved it. So I'm really looking forward to the new Tomb Raider. I was kind of bummed out about their gameplay demo though. Like a lot of people are like, "Oh my gosh, it's so sick." To me, it's like, okay, you're just seeing her struggle to climb up a snow mountain. I don't like that. Didn't really do it for me. There was no combat shown. I was just like, but I trust the team, and I'm trusting that's going to be a sick game.
Do you guys remember the first like Tomb Raider reboot trailer they showed where Lara Croft was just constantly crashing through everything and probably broke all of her ribs in addition to maybe spraining an ankle while breaking a knee, and basically her just taking the most abuse possible and somehow could still walk. That trailer almost looked like that when she had to climb that mountain. Here comes an avalanche, with another avalanche, and crashing through another ice wall, and another ice wall, and falling down the mountain, it was like, wow.
It's Uncharted.
I know, but Uncharted is an epic car chase, whereas that video is her trying to climb a mountain and then falling down from it.
Uncharted easily had the best gameplay footage of the show.
Dude, the car chase.
Yeah, Horizon's very close, but I gotta give it to Uncharted. So again, that Uncharted demo was just
insane.
Apparently, they showed more behind closed doors too. That's the even crazier part. Oh man, I don't know, like that. Woo! Next year, that game has all the potential in the world to be Game of the Year.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. I mean, here's the thing. We'll get into the Sony press conference. Well, we'll wait until we'll wait on that. Let's continue with Microsoft. But yeah, Tomb Raider looked sick. Halo looked sick. Forza looked amazing. They announced Gears of War 4. That was probably the worst gameplay demo of any. It's Gears of War 4. Like, this is a huge game, and they picked the most lackluster gameplay demo.
Let's walk down hallways. Hallway Simulator 2016.
Chainsaw Simulator 2016. Whoa.
Actually, a chainsaw simulator would be kind of badass.
Actually, it would be.
Like, I'm guessing what my theory on why they should... I'm sorry, but no one's like, this is a good part of the game, this show. My theory is they originally had a portion of the game, and then they ended up finding out it was super buggy, and they didn't finish it up in time, so they're like, oh crap, let's just pick something to show
Guys,
people.
we need to pick something that shows the graphical qualities of the Xbox One. I mean, you notice how in the gameplay demos they always try to pick some view that shows how awesome their drawing distance is? I mean, they did it with Batman, they did it with Tomb Raider, they're doing it with Gears, same with Halo. Like, they need to, like, show, it's like, oh yeah, we know what it looks like up close. What does it look like if I were to, say, look at that mountain out there? In the Gears case, it is, what does it look like when I look at that gigantic tornado that's coming in to wreck the place? But yeah, there was probably a bit too much walking.
But I am a huge Gears fan, so I'm definitely looking forward to Gears of War 4.
Shiitake.
Yes, shiitake written all over that one. Then we have Gears of War...
It's perfect shiitake material if the multiplayer somehow keeps some old habits.
You mean his broken ass bullshit?
Oh my god,
I actually played Gears of War Ultimate Edition, and that brought back a lot of good memories, but kind of brought back a little bit of bad memories too.
Oh man, no.
The bad memories were so bad. Like, Gears 2 caused me to rage so hard.
Well, yeah, Gears of War 2 online was a mess. Gears of War 3 I didn't have issues with.
Yeah, 3 was actually good, but I didn't play that online. But Gears 2, I spent a lot of time online that game, and man.
No, playing
good and terrible memories from that.
Playing that Gears 1 Ultimate Edition, like, some of the matches, I'm like, oh man, the netcode still sucks. That's great. They are truly recreating the Gears of War 1 experience. Yes, this is exactly what...
Had the same issues, Bronson.
Netcode still super shitty. Like, two-piecing still totally works perfectly.
That actually makes me think, did they tweak the multiplayer? Because if they kept it Gears 1 stock, then,
Oh, no, they probably just fucking, like, I guarantee you, like, they up-resed it, tweaked some of the things, but left it mostly alone. And, like, I just love how, like, I aim directly at someone's head 2 feet away from them. Oh, no, that's not a fucking headshot with the shotgun. But they're 10 feet away. They totally get it.
Yeah. I remember that.
I
remember they actually did do this one thing to stop two-piecing, because it used to be what a two-piece is melee shotgun. The melee would stun the person long enough to keep them locked so that you could fire your shotgun and instantly kill them. It was a really easy way to get kills if the person didn't keep his distance from you. So what they did in Gears 2 was they reduced the stun length, but the problem was the melee still hurt so much that even if you jumped out of the way before you fired a shotgun, all you had to do was just turn over and hit a few bullets at you and you still went down. You weren't killed, but you were down, but you might as well be dead anyways. So, Gears 2. Oh, man. I think the concept of Gears of War multiplayer is freaking awesome. I love shotgun fights, but oh man. I like, but I really hate that game too.
Like, I'm gonna rent that game to play co-op probably to go through the campaign once. But man, I have no intention of playing that game's multiplayer after the beta. I'm just like, this still is terrible.
Well, that's what it is. Bronze's a beta for a reason, dude.
Yeah, but like, this game
is specifically to test that stuff and fix it.
Dude, Gears has no history of working online, and I'm not gonna like bet on it now. Like, I don't know. I'll rent it, and if it works, great. But I'm not gonna be like, Gears Ultimate Edition. This online's finally gonna work.
No.
Like even Gears,
if they can't fit, like even Gears 2 patched was still screwed. So it took them Gears 3 to make it work.
And Gears 3 was still a little broken. It wasn't completely horribly bullshit broken like the other two, but it still had some problems. Like, and Judgment was, well, no one fucking played that game, so.
Yeah, the other thing too about Gears 1 was that it didn't have a matchmaking system. It had rooms.
Oh, they fixed that. It has matchmaking now.
Okay, good.
Because, man, I want to play a ranked game with my friends in Gears 1. Well, fuck you. That's basically what it was.
That's how one of my friends got dangerously good at Gears, was that he used to have a crappy internet connection playing in those rooms. That's how he got good. It was scary. Yeah, seriously though, Bronson and I, we would just, in Gears 2, we would just sit in the same party as him, and we were basically distractions. Okay, maybe we can get a couple bullets to make his job a little easier, but really, we didn't really need to be there. Because this guy is so scary good, he takes out entire teams by himself. Yeah. Yeah. After Gears Judgment, though, he kind of gave up on Gears, so kind of says something.
I'm really looking forward to Gears 4. I was really disappointed with the Ultimate beta, but
you and me both.
Yeah.
I mean, the Ultimate Collection, I don't know yet. Like, it's coming out on PC, which that for me is awesome because it supports 4K, so that's gonna be sweet as well. I don't know. It depends what they're gonna charge for it.
It's like, $40. It's $40.
Oh, it's $40. Oh, that's high. That's high.
Pay for something that may only half work.
Like, not only that, but like Gears 1, like
I was thinking like $30 would have been what they charged, not 40.
Gears 1 has aged like it's not like Halo 2, where like Halo 2 needed a fucking remaster. Gears 1, I can still play that campaign on 360 and be like, this looks good. This is fine. Yeah, man. $40 for that, like that. Yeah, that seems bad, especially when like 2 weeks prior we're getting that rare replay, which has shit like Viva Pinata in it, which is just as old, along with a shit ton of other games for $30. So it's like, that's.
I'm definitely not paying $40 for it. Definitely not paying $40 for it. That's crazy. $40. Wow. That's official?
That is the price on GameStop. So,
yeah, that's the price of it.
I could understand if it was maybe like 2 of the Gears of War games or like an entire collection, but for just the first, I don't know.
I mean, the fact that it's Gears 1, just like, well, I know they kind of fixed the multiplayer, but I mean, unless it's Gears 3 on Gears 1 maps, I don't really think the multiplayer is going to be that high quality.
Yeah.
Which makes the $40 price tag even harder to swallow.
It's like, and I would be willing to bet the first Gears will be a backwards compatible game.
Yeah, but those have room. Except those have rooms, and I don't know if anybody's going to still have rooms where you actually have a chance instead of being completely annihilated.
Yeah.
No, Microsoft will probably not make it backwards compatible for that specific reason.
No, I think it's one of the first games that is backwards compatible.
Oh, really?
I'm fairly sure they announced it right at the conference.
I have the first 22 games that are available right now. I don't know.
Let's not go through all 22, but
I will go through the notable ones.
Yes.
Alien Hominid, both the Banjo-Kazooie games, Cameo, Mass Effect, Geometry Wars, Hexic HD, Perfect Dark Zero, Super Meat Boy, Toy Soldiers, N+, Viva Pinata, and Viva Pinata 2.
I do have to say
Gears of War.
I do want to say that when they did show backwards compatibility and Mass Effect 1 running, I'm like, oh, that is perfect 100% emulation. The frame rate is still as garbage as I remember. Perfect.
They actually talked about that, how they're getting it to emulate. Like, they're emulating a 360 and putting the OS on it. So, like, the Xbox One just thinks it's a game called Xbox 360. And then that game that is Xbox 360 is running these individual games.
Cool. Yeah, that's what do they call it? They call it virtualization is what they call it in the PC
Yeah, it's
world.
called virtualization.
Because the virtualization, you could do some pretty crazy stuff. Like you can run Linux within Windows. And on Mac, you can run Windows within the Mac OS. So I think it's the similar concept in Xbox One where it is running running the 360 even though it probably doesn't have a 360 menu in there.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Like, I'm really excited to have Halo Reach work. Like, that'll be cool, because they have a picture of, like, some of the first games, and most of their first set of games are going to be first party. So it's going to be, like, Halo games, games made by Rare, Xbox Live Arcade games that they published, like Explosion Man, Fable, Alan Wake, shit like that are going to be what's in the first run. I think this is awesome. Like, this is an awesome feature. Like, there aren't many 360 games where I'm like, holy shit, I want to go back and play that. But Project Gotham 4, Dead or Alive 4, Cameo, like, there are certain games where I would love to go back and play them. So.
Yeah, backwards compatibility, people were, like, super excited for that. For me, it doesn't... I'm not going to play any Xbox 360 games on my Xbox One, so it doesn't really matter.
And the way I look
It's
at
super,
it,
it's technically impressive what they're doing, though.
You'll get the Gears games, Nick.
That's true.
See, from my perspective, it's really easy to get really stoked about backwards compatibility, but then, I think, okay, so what is it really good for? And I thought, all my saves are on my 360.
Put them on the cloud, then they're there. You move them over.
Yeah, once I get my live subscription running again, then I can do that.
Yeah, just pay for a month of live, move all your saves over, then you're good.
Yeah. I don't know what's going to happen when live runs out, and then I think, do I really need backwards compatibility? Because I think of like the games I'm going to play. I'm probably not going to get back to Mass Effect anytime soon. Forza 4? Well, 6 is coming out.
And 5 is out already.
And Madden, well, it's been about 2 or 3 years since I bought the last Madden, so why not just get the new one?
I'm sorry, but that's definitely a game I could not play go backwards on as freaking Madden.
No way.
Oh, I can go back to Madden. I can go back to Madden 13 easy.
I couldn't. I can go back to 2K, but that's it.
Like, I look at it as a convenience feature because that means I can just shelve my 360. I don't have to keep it around just in case I want to play a 360 game. Now, I look at my 360 games I'd actually want to fucking play, and it's an incredibly short list. PGR4, Child of Eden, Halo Reach, and then everything else I'd want to play beyond that I also own on PC, or it's on PlayStation for next to nothing. So, and Gears 3. So, I mean, but still, that's like a super short list. Like, the new Forza's out, so that eliminates all the older Forzas. Left 4 Dead, I would much rather play on PC. The Halos are in the collection. The Mass Effects, I'd rather play on PC or PlayStation. Alan Wake, I have on PC. Bayonetta's on Wii U. It's like 5-6 games total that I'd be really jazzed about. One of those is Viva Pinata, though, so this feature is unbelievably important.
Well, Viva Pinata's coming out for the Rare collection, so that doesn't even matter.
Yeah, that's
I thought about that originally too, but
yeah, it's like, again, I sit down, it's like, oh, backwards compatibility is awesome, and then I sit down and I'm like, what am I really using it for? And how often will I use it? I personally think it's very important when a system is new, because, to be honest, there aren't many games for it. It happens all the time. When I bought my Wii U, well, there was only Wind Waker, but it was but I could just play Wii games on it. When I bought my Wii, I did nothing but play GameCube games on it for like 3 months and Wii Sports, and that's it. When I bought my 3DS, I played DS games on it until I got more 3DS games. So I just feel like backwards compatibility has a lot of relevance at the beginning of a life cycle.
Oh, definitely.
But as time goes, like if I bought an Xbox One on day one, I only have Forza 5 and that's it. So why not play some 360 games on it? But as time goes on, now I'm like, well, why get 4? Why play 4 when I can get 6? And why play Madden 13 when I could just get 16? Or have an older version already.
Sony could technically do this very easily too with PlayStation Now. Like they already have the infrastructure. It'd be handled a little bit differently than Microsoft goes, and obviously they couldn't do it 100% free because obviously the bandwidth that is required. And honestly, PlayStation Now is fairly priced. I mean, if you're playing a lot of older games, PlayStation Now is very fairly priced. And the thing is, you can play all those games even if you never own them. But I don't know. With backwards compatibility, yeah, everyone in the press conference got super excited about it. I don't know. I don't see that being a selling factor at all. Like I don't see someone saying, "Oh, I'm gonna get the Xbox One over the PlayStation 4 because it's backwards compatible."
I do. I absolutely do. Especially kids. Like being able to go to your parents and say, like, I remember when I was a really young kid and I asked for a GameCube, and the first thing my mom asked is, "Does it play your N64 games?" And
I mean, it's kind of nice too because it's like, oh, I don't have to keep this 360 around if, you don't care about the games that don't work on backwards.
I mean, I think it's really, really cool if you don't have a 360. So I got rid of my 360 years ago. And the fact that I'm able to kind of go back and replay a lot of games, like if Viva Pinata weren't on the Rare Collection, I would be playing it right now. And
yeah,
I mean...
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead.
So, no, go ahead.
Well, just games like Gears, like games that I used to play a lot but don't play anymore because, in my opinion, the 360 really sucked. Then, I mean, it's awesome for people who don't have a 360 anymore or who never did.
I will say what is cool, though, is it uses all the Xbox One features, so you can, stream from the Xbox One. You can take snapshot. That's what's really, really cool about it.
I mean, that's huge because now all of a sudden we could just look at lots of old games. Hey guys, you ever want to remember how Final Fantasy 13, how bad it looked on the 360? Here you go. I mean, it didn't look that bad, but it looked pretty mediocre because everything just kind of scaled down.
I think that if you are a person who is in the current 360 ecosystem and you're like, well, I'm looking at these two consoles and I have the bunch of games downloaded and a bunch of disc games that work on this system right off the bat, that's a selling point.
But that's not the case though.
Well, it will though. 100 games like that. I guarantee you, a lot of the ones that people care about are going to be in there and be added over time. Right now because it's the preview program.
So they said 100 games at launch.
100 games at launch, and then more added over by the end of the year. So, a lot of those are going to be Microsoft first parties, but man, to be able to play Explosion Man again, Shadow Complex, there are a lot of games that are on my 360. My 360 A isn't in my room. B, usually I don't have access to it because someone else is using it. So it's okay, well, this is annoying to be able to get access to anything on that machine. But now that it's downloadable, and I have slowly hoarded a rather large 360 collection because of games with gold. I own Sleeping Dogs on 360. I own fucking Tomb Raider. I own BioShock. I own just SSX. I own all these 360 games with gold. And being able to play some of those would be really awesome. Like I said, it for the average, especially like I said, teenager or kid, it's way easier to go up to your parent and be like, "Yo, this new system's out. The old ones aren't gonna get games anymore. This plays the majority of the old ones' games. Buy this one." And I think that early in the life cycle, when there aren't a lot of games, which we're kind of still on that point, I think after this holiday we're going to be past it, but like we're still at the point where that matters. And there have been times where with 360 games where I've been very much wanting to, yeah, I'm kind of in the mood to go back and play that. Oh, wait, nope, don't want to go in another room, drag it into here. The one that stands out in my mind is Halo Reach. Like, I've been really wanting to go back to Halo Reach, but it's like, I have to go into the room and pull it out of there and drag it into here and then hook it up and then put it back. Like, being able to have that on my Xbox One would be amazing.
Yeah. And so for me, I don't think I'll ever use it, to be honest. But who knows? Maybe I might use it once or twice. Like John said, if I use it, it'll be for Gears of War. But what else did they announce? They showed off the game Recore, which all that was a teaser trailer. We don't really know anything about it, but it's from the same team that did
Metroid Prime.
Yeah, Metroid Prime. So I don't know. There's some interest there. Oh yeah, their best game they showed, Fable Legends for sure.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be game of the year, no doubt.
Every time they show off that game, I swear it's like fuck. It's seriously like Shrek the video game. That's exactly. Even their main guy looks like Lord Farquaad.
I love when we talk about stupid things or in sarcasm, Anthony just sighs every single time. You know something stupid when Anthony sighs about it.
Read me a pun then, because that wasn't abused on our trip.
Blame Bronson for that. Damn
for
it.
What?
The puns.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, the puns were awful. So bad. But
to be honest, though, I do want to say the trash talking was awesome. Yeah, like in the car, because John and Nick, holy crap.
Yeah, John and Nick. I was about to refer to us in the third person. Nick and I are awful. Just ask
when
Bronson.
you two are together, I'm just like, whoa.
No,
but
next
then again,
year,
but I'm pretty sure the biggest shock was that I was trash talking just about everybody else. So I'm like, yep,
and
I did that. I did that.
Oh my god.
Obviously, I'm not in that state right now, so who knows what's going to happen next.
Hey guys, how does Moses make his tea?
He brews it.
Ah.
That one's. I actually enjoyed that one.
That was good.
So video games.
You know, the Energizer Bunny was arrested once. He was charged with battery.
Why did we bring this up, Anthony?
I don't know.
Oh my god.
blame
Anyway, it's his way for punishing us for trash talking.
Back to video games, guys.
Yes.
What else did Microsoft show? I feel like I'm missing some things here. They
EA Access.
Sea of Thieves.
That's right.
Yeah.
I look at that and I saw like they made a game for Bronson. It's a pirate game made by Rare.
Yeah, that and that Rare Replay were just the two, like, those and Halo are what made me go, like, I came out of Microsoft being like, fucking Rare! Like, that was...
They're not doing Kinect stuff anymore.
Thank Christ!
They're doing actual new things.
I'm really, really psyched for Sea of Thieves, or at least to see more of it, because that game was awesome.
I'm excited to see more. I'm not sold on it, but I'm definitely interested in seeing more.
See, that's another one that just screams Shiitake Cross Senpai.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I'm pretty sure Brev and I could probably jump on board too, so that way we all hate each other when our sink ships into the ocean Titanic style.
Yeah, Nick's watching.
Can't frickin' wait.
Sure.
I can see us. I can see us all just standing on a ship that was slowly sinking.
John and Nick would be trash talking everybody.
Well, no, knowing John and my experience with playing Borderlands with John, he would be the guy that has the opportunity to save everyone on the ship, but he just jumps and leaves everyone else to die.
Ah.
So yeah.
No, it would only be Nick. It's just tradition to let Nick die or to take his kills while he's trying to come back.
I hope that does not apply to me.
No, I don't think so. Unless you wanted to, Anthony.
You don't think so? Okay, that's.
Would you like it to apply to you, Anthony?
No, I would prefer for it to not apply to me, please. Thank you.
Oh man, that game's gonna be a blast. We'll have a few games coming out this year, next year that are gonna be heavily co-op and will be really, really awesome for us all to play. We've got Rainbow Six Siege. Let's see, The Division comes out next year.
Battlefront is gonna be sick.
Yeah, that's right. Oh, Battlefront's gonna be sick. Everyone needs to buy that on their PC, by the way.
Yeah,
Bronson and I actually got to try out the Battlefront demo they had at the PlayStation, one of the PlayStation 10s outside. Wow, it feels like the movies. I mean, and I don't mean in just
looks so good, dude. And now it's on the PlayStation 4. It looks really good.
It looks amazing, and I don't mean that in just it's made by DICE and runs on a Frostbite engine. No, I mean in a sense that the sparks fly around just like the movies, and the stormtroopers are animated and feel like the movies. That stuff like that just makes me go, wow.
The thing that really got me was the sound. Oh my god, the sound! Like it sounded so much like
Star Wars sound is iconic.
Yeah, I mean, you were playing.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of I'm not a fan of Star Wars at all, but I've always loved the Battlefront games.
Are you being serious?
What did you just say, Nick?
How the fuck do you not like Star Wars? Those original 3 movies are amazing.
I think the easiest way to go about this is to ask, what the hell is your problem, Nick? What is wrong with you?
Dude, the Star Wars, I've tried watching the Star Wars movies.
Hold on, which Star Wars movies? Which ones?
Yeah.
Dude, my dad's a huge Star Wars nut. I don't remember which. I've seen the most recent one. I've seen like 2 or 3 other ones. I just always fall asleep.
Why? Okay, so you've seen the most recent one, so that's episode 3, and you've seen 2 other ones, which could be 1 and 2. So you could have watched the completely wrong trilogy for all we know.
We need to have, next time we're in LA or he's in Reno, we need to have, TGA Star Wars night where we watch 4 or 5.
Just get me drunk beforehand.
This is unacceptable.
Just get me drunk beforehand so I can handle it.
Absolutely not. No. You feel free to get drunk the 3rd, 4th, 5th time you watch the 3. But the first time, you need to be fully aware.
I will fall asleep. My dad is a huge Star Wars nut, and he's tried.
That's why we will bring the Cat of Nine Tails. You won't be falling asleep, Nick. We're going to flog you every time you try to fall asleep.
Yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't feel comfortable falling asleep around John, so that's what'll keep me awake.
And Bronson
isn't that right, Bronson?
Dude, I'm
that was
you right
totally
now.
John's idea. I'm just saying.
So the thing is, though, with our pranks, is that they always start out as a joke between Nick and I, and then somehow, that whole computer thing, dude, I was not on board with that until Nick peer pressured me.
But John was the one who made it the amazing majesty that it was.
This is true, yeah.
I'm telling both of y'all motherfuckers, next year I'm gonna be in a different room with for work and for sleep, and fucking just in the fucking corner away from you two. Next year, just all right, I'll room with Bremen and someone else, and then I'll fucking. For work, I don't know. Just give me a camera person.
Well, Bronson, just remember this. Remember that regardless of whether it's sponsorship or we self-fund it, remember that my name ends up on both rooms. So nothing keeps me from going down to the lobby to get another key.
and man, this suddenly makes me want to pay for my own hotel room.
Hey, guys, well, guess what? If we have to self-fund, guess what? It's going to be cheaper for us now.
Yeah.
Sales strategy, Bronson. That was the plan all along.
Wow. I just spaced out on that plan.
Well, it's okay. All you need to know is that we win. All you need to know, Anthony.
Oh, God.
Oh, God. Right, going back. Let's go back. So, what else? I'm thinking, the Pro Controller. So, they announced the Pro Controller. We got to play with the Pro Controller, and what really sold me on it was playing Forza with it. The analog sticks feel so much better when playing Forza. I like the more it just feels better. It's the type of controller that if you're playing for a long period of time, and your hands start sweating, the controller is not going to get like all nasty.
I liked everything about it except for the grip. Like,
I love the grip.
Yeah, see, my hands don't really sweat that much when I game, and then like even right now, my room is just fucking boiling. Anthony will tell you, 'cause Anthony knows because he records here. And just, man, like, I liked everything about that controller except for the grip. I don't like textured grips on controllers. The only exception to that is the PS4. And even that's a real oddity. Like, I remember Quinn would buy...
I love the textured grip on the PlayStation 4 controller.
Like, I remember Quinn would buy, like, 360 controllers and original Xbox controllers with fucking textured grips and lights and fans. I'm like, these are fucking horrible.
Oh, those freaking... those, like, cheap plastic ones with fans in them? Ugh, no.
Yeah.
I have never found a third-party controller that I liked. I always go with the standard controllers. Third-party controllers are always shitty.
Yeah, third-party controllers are just
like Mad Catz is like the big one now, but do you guys remember I'm talking about back in like the GameCube days, freaking Pelican. Do you remember them?
Yeah, I think they're still around. No, I remember fucking God. I remember the Nintendo had or the GameCube had knockoff wireless controllers for when like there were Wavebird shortages, and they were just the worst pieces of garbage to ever grace the planet. And I remember Quinn had a bunch of those ones that like had the, like you said, the fans in them. The thing about
the ones that with like neon lights and crap. Ugh.
Because that isn't distracting in any way. Like the thing is that third-party controllers just exist because do you really want to pay $60 for a genuine controller? Do you really want to? Or do you just need another controller?
And putting fans in the controller, if you're sweating that bad out of your hands, you might want to go to the freaking doctor. Like, that's not good. Like, I don't sweat, but I mean, my hands do get moist, so... If I play for a long period of time. But I knew John was going to say some shit. I knew John was going to say something.
The weird part about Mad Catz to me is they make really shitty controllers, but fantastic fight sticks. That's the weird part about them to me.
So it's funny that you mentioned fight sticks, Bronson, because that's one of the things I really want to try out on that Pro controller, is that that new little weird pad that they have over the D-pad.
Yeah.
I like
or
the
buttons
a little bit, but they didn't have
little triggers you can put in the back.
Oh yeah, like in Forza Horizon, I think like they changed gears, which I found to be an awkward setup, if I'm honest.
The one thing that got me, I know it got Anthony too, is they have the ability you can lock the triggers to keep them from going all the way down.
Yeah, you can lock them to half travel, which when I was playing Forza, I didn't realize that they were at half travel. I just thought, these triggers feel a little weird. And what I found out was I wasn't actually going very fast because of it. And I forgot what they were used for, but I guess you can shoot more bullets. You could fire at higher rate on something like a Modern Warfare 2 FAL, where every time you pull the trigger is one bullet. So if it doesn't have to travel as much, you can fire more quickly. I think that's one of the uses behind that.
Yeah, I really liked it for Forza. Like I said, that's big for me. I mean, I will be actually playing my Xbox One more than I'm playing my PlayStation 4 this holiday season, because I will be playing Tomb Raider, I'll be playing Halo, and of course I will be playing Forza. So my PlayStation is going to be the one collecting the dust this holiday season, because all the multi-plats I'm playing on my PC too.
I'm in this really weird rotation of systems where, like, depending on the game, I'm on something completely different. Like, I'm on, like, for Batman, I'm on the PS4. For Madden, I'll probably be on the Xbox. If I get Gears, it'll be on the PC. You know, like, I just have to keep fucking jumping from system to system to system.
For me, it's simple. If the game's on PC, that's where I'm getting it. If it's not, then I'm getting it on whatever it's exclusive on. It's that simple for me.
I think for me, like, it depends on where my friends are, you know, shit like that. So, for instance, again, like, let's say Halo was a multi-plat, like, I would just go where my friends are. Like, the reason I'm getting Star Wars on PlayStation is because I like playing with you guys, but like 20 other people are getting it on PlayStation. And that...
How dare you?
Well, that's how. Well, John. I mean, to be fair, he would never play with us anyway. Remember?
Oh yeah, that's true. Good
remember
point.
Borderlands? Oh yeah, we should totally hop on Borderlands. He hops on one time and just disappears forever. Even if Bronson got it on PC, he'd play with us like once, and then we'd never see him again.
Anthony, are you going to get it on PC or PS4?
Which game?
Star Wars
Battlefront.
Come on, Anthony. You have that 970. You know you want to put that thing
put
to
it to
use.
use, man.
But my 970 is being put to use every day through Heaven's Ward. What are you guys talking about?
Oh, that's not really using it.
Yes, it is. It's got
upgraded.
Is.
That game is really pretty, man.
Heaven's Ward's been upgraded to DirectX 11 now. Which I'm still baffled how that thing ran on DirectX 9, but okay, that's not really something for me to figure out. But I have no idea. It's just like, well... I don't know. I did spend $500 upgrading my system, which is more than the Destiny bundle.
I mean, on the positive side, Anthony, we have, it's June, right? So we have another 4 months to convince you, 5 months.
Yeah, 5 months.
Peer pressure you. So, you don't have to answer now. But you will answer.
It's just like there's like a lot of stupid reasons. It's like, do I really want to download Origin again? Do I really am going to play Battlefront?
Yeah, that's a big reason right there. Where I'm like,
Origin takes like freaking 2 minutes to download.
Yeah, but the fact that you have to fucking use Origin, that's.
Oh, okay. So, I'll give you that. Yeah. That does, okay, I see where you're going with it, yeah. I'll give you that.
Like, I have Origin on my PC, it's fucking installed, but, like, I only use it when they absolutely fucking force it upon me, and I hate every minute of it. It runs super shitty on no matter what computer you have. It's fucking just, like, you know what? Let's call it what it is. It feels like the shitty version of Steam. Like, that's what it feels like. It feels like
there's a lot of
and exclusively Electronic Arts.
Well, yeah, I mean,
they have games from other publishers.
It's just like Ubisoft. They use Uplay. That's the thing. Like, I love, like, ever since I went PC gaming, it's like, yeah, I could never go back. But the one area where PC gaming is lagging severely behind is community, because it's like a generation behind. Because PlayStation 4 and Xbox One, you hop on, everyone's on the same network. Doesn't matter what game they're playing. On PC, you have to what platform are you playing it on? And that type of bullshit. So, I mean, yeah, that what really sucks. But from what I'm hearing, and like I said, I'll believe it when I see it. But supposedly a lot of these problems are supposed to be changing with Windows 10, because Xbox Live is coming with Windows 10. So that may not even be a problem with Windows 10 anymore, because everyone will just have their Xbox account. And then you can play, it doesn't matter, this person could be on Steam, well, this person could be on GOG or whatever it's called, or this person could be on this or on that.
Can I just tell you, like, one of the things that drive me nuts about PC gaming is I have to have, like, 5 or 8 accounts across everything.
Let's see, you got GLG,
it's like, I've got my League of Legends thing, I've got Steam, I've got Origin, I have a Uplay account, I had to sign up for
Blizzard
GOG
has their own shit.
I had to use...
Hold on. Let's count this shit. There's Steam, Battle.net, Origin, GLG,
Uplay,
Humble Bundle. Uplay you don't need to use, though. I'm not going to count that one.
Yeah, well,
yeah. Fucking, like, that right there off the top of my head is 5 different fucking services if you want to get all the best deals and all the shit, you know. And I remember back in the day, like around 05, there were like 2 things. You could have Steam, which ran poorly and was not the Steam we know of now. And then there was fucking there was this thing called Xfire, which it was like AIM, but it would read through your computer's hard drive, and anytime you played a game, it would be like, oh, so and so is playing Half-Life 2, or so and so is playing.
I remember that.
It was actually really cool. Like, it was like Xbox Live for the PC.
We'll see what ends up happening with Windows 10. Windows 10 comes out in like a month, so we'll see what happens. But Microsoft's been really pushing. Like, if you notice, like, Windows was pushed more at this E3 than any other E3 by far. Like Microsoft so many times coming to Xbox and Windows 10. Like they're really pushing the Windows 10, not only because DirectX 12, but Microsoft is investing in PC gaming once again. They realize that PC gaming is coming back.
Here's the thing, though, is
the
that
big problem with PC gaming is the community. So hopefully Windows 10 fixes that, and then we get an Xbox Live experience out of it, so it doesn't matter. You just automatically have all your Xbox friends, and then voila, you're all set to go. And then that fixes all of those problems.
The thing about Xbox is that it's more than just a game console now. It is literally the gaming app on the Windows systems and Windows Phone. The brand is more than just a console now.
Oh yeah, it's just their whole entire gaming division. It's just like PlayStation. I mean, look at that. The freaking TV service, they're calling it PlayStation View. Like, which confuses me because it has nothing to do with gaming, but...
You could technically play movies, so it is a play movie station, I guess. Or play TV station. The name itself is vague enough.
Oh yeah, they have the PlayStation TV.
So, yeah.
I'm actually still considering buying one of those just so we can record footage of fucking Vita games.
Yeah, what few there are.
All the dumb Japanese games. Fucking Criminal Girls and Tokyo Abyss and...
Is the Vita region locked?
No, I don't think it is. I don't... Yeah, no, it's not. I remember them making a big deal about that. Yeah, like, I would totally import a bunch of dumb Japanese games for us to look at. Here's the thing. I
just wonder what the hell's going on.
That is expensive, though.
I actually, back in the day, nearly imported a Japanese 360 because they were on sale for super cheap in Japan because no one wants to buy them there. And I nearly did this because they had a bunch of Japanese shmups that will never, ever come to America. So, like, yeah, this would not be the first time I've considered importing shit. I don't know, but like I think one of the reasons PC gaming is getting huge is because of the fact that the games that are popular are games that'll run on almost anything. League, Hearthstone, Counter-Strike, Dota, Minecraft, WoW, Heroes. I mean, like, you look at the most popular PC games on Twitch right now, all of them except for The Witcher. GTA can actually kind of run on a toaster, surprisingly. It's like The Witcher and... That's about it. Like,
I wouldn't say a toaster, but yeah, it can run on a...
Dude, it can run on a fucking 9800. That's an old-ass video card.
But it can't run on an 840M at 720, unless you turn it down to 720p, and even then, that's still iffy.
Yeah, but
I know this because I tried it on my laptop. 840M's not gonna cut it. 550 Ti might barely cut it.
Oh,
like when I hear toaster, I think of World of Warcraft, League of Legends status.
Oh, I think that
because those, I mean, it's not like you can go buy like a $300 laptop and play Grand Theft Auto 5 on it. Yeah. You can't. But you can play League of Legends and World of Warcraft and stuff like that.
Okay, well, even then, that's going far because...
I don't think that's going far because think about it. Like,
I have seen a $300... I have seen what a $300 computer gets you. My roommate has a $300 laptop, and that shit can barely run Heroes of the Storm, everything cranked all the way down. So... But
yeah, I think Heroes of the Storm has a lot more visual effects going on than League of Legends or World of Warcraft.
Not WoW anymore. Current WoW has a lot. Yeah, current WoW is actually like current WoW. They finally made it so you need a fucking like a real GPU if you want to play the newest expansion. But like still though, most of these games will run on like a $600 laptop. Like they'd run on Tori's machine. Like GTA 5 probably wouldn't, but the rest of them would. Yeah. And I look at that and I'm like, well, you know, you have everyone has a fucking computer. Everyone does. Even if it's only for basic shit. So if you'd
be surprised, dude. John didn't have a computer.
That's true.
I've met quite a few people that have a PlayStation 4 and don't have a computer.
That's so weird, man.
You'll be surprised that a lot of people... I mean, it used to be everyone had a computer. At least one in their house. Nowadays, with tablets and smartphones...
Tablets, yeah. Like, I'm sure if John didn't have an iPad, he would have had a computer earlier.
Yeah, probably. I mean,
you do have a really crummy laptop, right?
Yeah, I do have a really crummy laptop. It's spent its entire lifespan under my bed.
Yeah, it's like either it's a smartphone, a tablet, or a really, really old computer. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, like for me, I use my MacBook like freaking 13, 14 hours a day, so...
My computer, or my laptop at least, is on whenever I'm awake. Which is
my desktop only is on when I'm gaming, because that's the only thing it's used for.
Yeah, my fucking laptop is, unless it is really hot out, like it was today, like we were live streaming today, and I was like, this room, we cannot deal with any more heat in this room. I'm turning this shit off, and you're reading comments off the iPad. But like, unless it's super hot.
Yeah, that sucks, man. I don't have to, like, I've heard that from other people too, like, oh, during the summer, I don't like gaming because it makes it's like, I don't know, I guess I'm just lucky to have central air conditioning to where it doesn't freaking matter. I just tell it what temperature I want my apartment to be, and it doesn't matter how hot it is outside.
I know that it doesn't typically bother me all that much, it just means that I play more portable games. I
play absolutely zero portable games.
Like, it means that, like, oh, it's fucking roasting. I'm not gonna turn on my Xbox One and play Halo. I'm gonna turn on my Vita and play...
Does it really make that much of a difference?
It does. It absolutely does. Especially if I'm trying to isolate myself. Like, you know, sometimes I don't want to deal with my mom or the roommate, so I'll, like, close my door. And then at that point, this room just becomes a fucking oven. Like, even with the fan. So, like, turning on a game console. Like,
we don't have air conditioning, right?
No, we just have.
Oh, that sounds miserable.
We just have fans, and
I couldn't do it, dude. No wonder when you go to the hotel, you get as cold as you freaking can.
Yeah, that's exactly why. No, I haven't had a house that's had air conditioning for 5 years, and even
I couldn't do it, dude. Especially out in Nevada, there's no way.
Oh no, there's some fun context to add to that last house I was in before this one. It had air conditioning, but only on the bottom floor.
Well, it's better than having no air conditioning at all.
No, but my room was on the fucking top floor. So, to me, I spend most of my time in my room, be it reading or gaming or TGA stuff. At the time, it was GameCraft stuff. So, I just, like... So, for me, I've gotten almost used to it at this point. It's one of the reasons that why in high school, like, I just played so many PSP games. I remember we had a party at that old house, and we did SingStar, and after 2 hours of SingStar in my room, we immediately just moved everyone downstairs and just watched movies because we were so done with how hot it was. Like, you would go up the stairs, and it would feel fine, and then the second you hit the top of the stairs, it was just like a brick to the face of heat. But no, what I'll do is, like, for example, today we were streaming, so we played Batman even though it was super hot. You would hear the PS4 just going, like, its fans just going full blast.
Yeah, see, and that must be because I keep my apartment usually around like 71, 72 degrees. My consoles never get loud at all, but I guess that's just because it stays cool in my apartment anyway, so it takes in cold air.
Yeah, like...
Versus if in your case, your consoles are taking in hot air and pushing it right back out. So yeah, they're freaking having to work their ass off.
Yeah, so what I'll do is, like, when most of the time new titles don't come out in the summer, so I don't really have to worry about this. Batman is an oddity, obviously. But most of the time, like, I'll just be like, all right, here are all these portable games from throughout the year that I haven't finished. I haven't finished Majora's Mask yet. Let's finish it. I'm doing another run of Peace Walker before Metal Gear 5 is out. Let's finish it. Things of that nature. Like, that's why for game night soon, we're considering, like, we're starting it at 2 this week. But, like, for future weeks, we're considering starting at, like, 7 or 8.
Oh, and it's going to be at your house?
Yeah.
Oh God! So it's gonna be no AC and a bunch of people. Holy yeah! It's gonna be freaking. Well, it's a free trip to the sauna, I guess.
we have noticed something though. If I keep my window open and fans on, and Ray does the same with his, it creates this actually really nice cross breeze. So, I guess that's a plus.
Getting smart with it.
Yeah, no, Tori has the same problem at her house. Her upstairs doesn't have air, and that's where her room is. And like last summer, I was talking with her. We were considering making what we call ghetto air conditioners. Have you guys heard this? It's awesome.
I have not.
All right, So what it is you take a styrofoam cooler and you cut a circle into it, the exact size of a small house fan, and then you load it up with ice. And then on the top, where the air, you cut a hole so air can be pushed out. So it is just pushing cold, like, air from this ice chest out into your house.
Yeah, but then you have to keep replacing the ice chest all the freaking time.
Hey, man, you have to think of alternatives, all right?
That is very creative. I will give you that one.
Yeah, so I've considered making one of those. But it's 3 months out of the year. Like, once mid-September hits, it's livable. And also, since I've dropped 51 pounds, like, I'm not as miserable. In fact, Ray is actually far more uncomfortable with it than I am. Like, he's just constantly bitchy. He's just like fucking first check from this new job, I'm buying a fucking air conditioner for this house.
Alright, well, moving on from not having air conditioning back to video games. So that was Microsoft. Sony, let's talk about Sony. So Sony started off with a bang. They showed off The Last Guardian, which a lot of people were like, yeah, this game's dead. Well, I completely called it. I said, this is going to be the year they show The Last Guardian. If they don't show The Last Guardian, they're never going to show it, and it's probably been canned. So they showed gameplay of The Last Guardian. Looks very much like Ico and Shadow Colossus. Big surprise, because it's the exact same team. What do you guys think of The Last Guardian?
It looks really fucking sweet.
Yeah, I really, really liked Ico. Shadow of the Colossus was one of my favorite games for a long, long time. And like when they announced it 6 years ago, I was like, yeah! And then...
Was it really 6 years ago?
They announced that game 6 years ago. It was at E3
Oh my gosh. Wow, no, time is flying.
I know, because Aaron, his favorite game of all time is Shadow of the Colossus. And he would constantly bring up to me, like, every single year on his most anticipated list. And he still does those lists just on his blog. So I'll see it, and it's like, Last Guardian makes the list every single fucking year.
Well, I'm sure he got super stoked when he saw that.
Yeah, the way most people responded to a later announcement in that press conference is how he responded to that announcement.
The later one he's talking about is Final Fantasy.
I flipped out at that one. I was like I was happy for everyone there. Like Final Fantasy VII, I think it's a great game. I love it, but I do think it's overrated. But like that room was infectious when you saw that. You were like, "Fucking finally! I don't even care about Final Fantasy VII all that much. This just needs to happen already."
I'm just like for me, it's just like finally people can shut up because it's happening.
Yeah, and Anthony, you can finally play that game.
I can finally play that game, and I can play that game, and I'll finally think either it is the greatest thing ever, either people seriously need to take a chill pill, or I just don't get it.
Well, Anthony, rest assured, there's still plenty of chance they'll fuck it up.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is the concern.
I just love how they said it's a real remake, so not everything's going to be exact, and then, like, a couple days after that, it's just like the director's like, we're totally stoked to remake the cross-dressing scene. And I'm like,
I don't know why they had to pick that part of the game to talk about of all scenes.
Because sex sells.
Here's the deal. Sex sells. Yeah. Here's the deal.
Cloud dressing as a woman. Okay.
Really, really, really hoping they continue on with the turn-based action in this. I really hope that they don't go about it the way they're gonna go about Final Fantasy 15 with the kind of real-time combat.
I would be fine if they did something similar to Crisis Core, if you ever played that.
Oh yeah, no, that would be cool. But I feel like there's two ways they're gonna go about it. they're going to either, one, remake and kind of remaster at the same time the combat system, or, which I would prefer that, I would prefer it be turn-based, or they go the route of Final Fantasy 15 or Final Fantasy 13, or you guys
Kingdom Hearts. Yeah.
Kingdom Hearts, yeah. Which I would not prefer. So,
yeah, I think they're gonna go turn-based. Like they want to keep the spirit of the original game, and also this game is gonna cost an absurd amount of money to make. So turn-based is a lot cheaper. So I have a feeling that anything to save a little bit of cost, because you gotta think they have to redo all those like big ass FMV cutscenes, but in HD to today's production standards. So that means that like their budget on FMV alone is probably the budget of some full games. That is my guess. Because like we all saw that trailer, and that's FMV from the opening cutscene. So how much do you think that's going to cost to make? Because I believe that game has like an hour of full motion video.
Well, knowing how much they probably spent work, like they detail stuff that probably even seem irrelevant. Like I remember I went back to Final Fantasy 13 and I looked at some of the footage there, and I'm like, they go as far as to detail every single little groove and crevice in the walls that you're not even looking at. You're staring at this huge ship coming down, but no, that's just not good enough. You've got to detail those walls too. So I imagine an astronomical bill for
Yeah, there's no way in any. There's no way this game is cheap to make.
Well, how can you even
totally
choose? Well, here's the thing: how can you even choose to make it cheaply? I mean, this is a remake, okay? I mean, if you're gonna make a remake, everyone's on the train of, oh, it's finally coming. This has to be the greatest thing ever. You have to make it the greatest thing ever because everyone talks like it has to be the greatest thing ever. So it's either gonna help everyone have a nostalgia boner or just crash really hard from disappointment. Like, the hype on this is going to be incredible because everyone's been, like, so many people have been asking it forever, and now I'm like, oh, finally, it's coming. People can finally get what they've been asking for ages now. Now tell me, is Half-Life 3 coming?
Well, the thing about the Sony press conference is they unveiled The Last Guardian, Shenmue 3, which it's been 15 years since the second one ended on a cliffhanger, and Final Fantasy 7. I was almost expecting Half-Life 3. Like, it was getting to the point where it was like, fuck, guys. What's fucking next? What, oh, StarCraft Ghost gonna come back? That dead project finally gonna happen? Oh, like, what other dead projects could they have brought back? Oh, Agent. They could have brought back Agent. Yeah, there you go. Oh, man. Now, what else did Sony have? They had that Hitman thing. Does that look kind of cool?
Yeah, I mean, the last Hitman game, but that's totally Square Enix. But the last Hitman game was really good, in my opinion.
Yeah, Hitman in general has never, like, that's what I didn't say about Hitman. Like, it's never a game where I'm like, you need to play this, but it's always just, I always felt like a consistent 7. It's like, this is never bad, but it's never exceptional. This is always just good. I'm okay, and, you know, I'm kind of okay with that. Hitman's fun. And actually, have you ever read the Hitman book?
Oh,
no,
yeah,
I'm sure it's extremely disturbing, I could imagine.
It's really funny, actually.
Oh, really?
They just create this weird thing where, like, they have to make him seem like a human character. So, like, this person... Like, it's really hard to make a murderous bastard, even if it's his profession, seem human. And every attempt that they try to do that, they fail miserably, and it's hilarious. Sorry, go ahead, Nick.
Oh, no, I mean, as far as Hitman, yeah, I've never really been a fan of Hitman, so that was like, okay,
Wait,
that's
how's Agent 47 hilarious?
Like, talking about his food preferences randomly during the middle of a mission.
I don't remember that.
I'm talking about the book. I'm not talking
the
about
book.
Yeah, I'm talking about something totally different.
Yeah, never been a big fan of Hitman.
I actually liked Blood Money, but because I played it with a guide, and I thought, what was that one that came out on the last gen of consoles again? I forgot what it was called. Because I just remember they made it a lot more story-like, where you were basically with this girl the whole time, and her name was like Veronica. I forgot the name of that Hitman game, but I liked that game also, even though it was, instead of like basically being a compilation of missions, it was more of a story-guided kind of thing. I like Hitman games. And that trailer for the new one is actually really awesome. I think they did a really good job making it. It got me pretty excited, even though it tells me nothing about what they're going to do new with the game. It's just more of a, here's a movie trailer kind of thing, but it was a really good movie trailer.
Oh, that trailer was, the trailer was amazing.
Man, I'm excited for new Hitman now.
Yeah, I actually kind of want to play through those games again, because I got them in a Humble Bundle on the PC, and just, like, I played through a little bit of them and never went back.
What else did they have?
Horizon. Oh.
Yeah, Horizon.
Dude.
Horizon was the game of the show for me. Like, without a question, Horizon was the game of the show for me. We knew that Guerrilla Games was working on this open world style game, and they first started showing it, and I was like, oh, interesting. So they're pretty much going after something similar to The Witcher, and I'm like, I'm completely fine with that, because I love The Witcher. And then all of a sudden, these like Tyrannosaurus robots just come out of nowhere, and I'm like, okay, never mind. This is totally different, and it's even more awesome now.
Yeah, general rule of thumb: robot dinosaurs generally make everything better.
So Transformers the movie became instantly better.
Yeah, it did. Transformers was fucking awful.
I just remember Ronson and I sat there. We thought, this is so stupid, but they managed to grab the attention of our stupid boy subconscious sitting in the back of our heads. We know, we want to believe. We tell ourselves, we consciously tell ourselves it's going to be a terrible movie, but our subconscious is like, robot dinosaurs.
No, like,
what more could you want?
They were showing that Transformers preview that I watched with Anthony, and it's like, this looks fucking awful. This looks like it's gonna be the worst one of these. And then at the end, it's like Optimus Prime riding a robotic T-Rex carrying a fucking sword, and I'm like, okay, I want to go see that movie now. So
yeah.
So, like I said, robot dinosaurs. If you want to make something improve upon something.
But yeah, I am so stoked for that game. I am so stoked. That game looks amazing.
Whoa, that is one heck of a story. Basically, the Wise Ones it's our civilization becomes the Wise Ones. Like, that is a pretty cool concept right there. And you're like, oh, so it's gonna be, technology completely fails completely, and we go back to being hunters and cavemen-ish kind of things. And then when they start showing off all those, giant beasts that are actually mech machines, you're just like, what? It's just like, how do you hunt one of those things? And then they show you how to hunt one of those things with gameplay. Yeah, I want that game now. Yeah, that game looks...
I don't know if it was only me, but the main protagonist reminded me of the girl from Nico from Heavenly Sword. Was that her name, Nico?
Yeah, I think it was... hold on.
I'm pretty sure it was Nico. That's what she reminded me of, like a little bit more muscular, toned version of her.
It kind of reminded me of the girl from Brave. It's Nariko.
Nariko, there you go, yeah. I think part of it's because of that long red hair she has. It reminded me exactly of her. That's the first thing I thought of when I saw her.
That and the bow and arrow made me think of Brave. That's what it made me think of. So, I don't know.
I am super, super, super stoked for that game. They didn't even give a year. That game could be coming out in 2017 for all we know. But my guess is probably holiday 2016 is my guess.
I'm saying 2016. If they're like showing gameplay already, I'm going to say 2016.
I'm saying holiday 2016 or spring 2017.
Yeah, we'll see what ends up happening, but I mean, I love Killzone, don't get me wrong, but I'm so glad to see Guerrilla finally working on something else. All they've worked on is Killzone since freaking the past 10 years or so.
That's all. They made one game before Killzone. It was a Vietnam shooter.
Yeah.
No, it was a Vietnam shooter. It was Shell Shock 67.
I thought didn't they do Black?
I will check right now.
You guys remember that first person shooter Black, right?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that was Guerrilla Games. I might be wrong. I'm pretty sure that was Guerrilla Games.
They made Shell Shock NAM 67, Killzone, Killzone Liberation, Killzone 2, Killzone 3, Killzone Shadowfall, and now they're working on Horizon. Also, I just checked. Horizon is expected in 2016.
Yeah. So Horizon was the game of the show for me. Uncharted 4 looked amazing. Oh my gosh, it looked insane. But here's the thing: like, I knew Uncharted 4 was gonna be amazing. Like, that's the thing. I knew it was gonna look great. I knew it was gonna be like, oh my gosh, this is so freaking cool. Guerrilla Games. I mean, I was not expecting that. That was amazing. But yeah, I mean, we'll talk about it now. Uncharted 4, sick. Super, super sick. Graphically, that game looks absolutely incredible. Like, it's amazing what if you ever want to see what a company can do with hardware, freaking go to Naughty Dog.
Oh, for sure.
They have the best looking games out of any other. I can't think of another developer that competes with Naughty Dog. Like, yeah, Kojima Productions comes close. The Metal Gear games look really good. But I don't think overall graphical quality, no one is on the same level as Naughty Dog. And that's simply because if you work for Naughty Dog, that's like your life. So, like, you're not working a normal 9 to 5. You're working like a 7 to 10 every single day. Like, it's not that extreme, but you get my point. It's like, oh, man. Uncharted 4, man. Cannot wait for that game. So epic. So epic. I mean, what were your guys' thoughts? I mean, I can't see how anyone could say they were not impressed by that.
Well, let's be happy to own a PlayStation 4, even though the game's not coming out this year.
That game looks unfreaking believable, and I showed it to Ray, who's never played any of the Uncharted's, and his
what the hell?
Depressing.
So this guy starts with not fucking. Never had chicken wings, never had ribs, never had grilled cheese.
Okay,
he's never played freaking Uncharted. What the
hell?
To
be really honest,
Mr. Star Wars over here is gonna give someone else crap.
First off, if you haven't seen,
but here's the difference, John. It's not like I've never watched a Star Wars movie. I've given Star Wars a chance. But he's never freaking played Uncharted. What
I think there's a huge difference.
See, I don't see what's so offensive here because if you look at me, I've never owned a PlayStation 2 in my life, and the only PlayStation 2 game I've ever owned is Persona 4, and even then that's a PS2 classic on the PS3. So,
but
were you PS2 best-selling game system of all time.
Yeah,
and I never owned a PlayStation, so owned a PlayStation 2. So what now? And not to mention 99.99% of movies that you name I haven't seen.
Also, motherfucking, I'm sorry, but if you cannot if you are not sure if you have seen Star Wars 4, 5, and 6, the original trilogy, that is one of the biggest holes in pop culture if you haven't seen those. That is arguably the most significant piece of science fiction ever made.
I mean, yeah, and Nick, it totally makes sense. Uncharted's been around for what, 7, 8 years. I mean, Star Wars has only been around for 40, so.
But no, once again, I will go back to my point, which is a very valid point. Is the fact that if you said, oh, Ray tried Uncharted and he didn't like it, okay, then he just doesn't like Uncharted. Me, it's not like, oh, I've never seen the Star Wars movies. I've watched them. They do not interest me. Sci-fi is something that does not interest me whatsoever. Which is, I know it's weird because I'm super into technology, but sci-fi doesn't interest me. I get it. It's weird, but Bronson, you have your PlayStation and the Uncharted games, right?
Yeah.
Tell him to freaking play the damn games.
He's waiting for the collection.
Okay, that's fair enough. That makes sense.
Yeah. Like, I played a little bit of 2 to show him what it was like, and he was very intrigued. I'm like, it's a shame that first game like has a lot of issues that the other 2 don't have. Because
but when the first Uncharted came out, though, that game was amazing.
At the time, like, it was really good.
The first Uncharted ages poorly, but at the time it was amazing. Uncharted 2 and Uncharted 3 still stand up.
Yeah, Uncharted 2, like, I was playing that the other day to show that game off, and I'm like, dear Lord, this game is still freaking amazing.
I know,
chase
Nick,
up the mountain and train.
You're not going to know what this means, Nick, but Uncharted 2 is the Empire Strikes Back of the Uncharted series.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah.
Well, I'm assuming Empire Strikes Back is the best Star Wars movie.
Yes.
It is, yeah.
It's one of the best pieces of science fiction ever made, ever. Like, it's unbelievably good. That movie, like, I can sit down and watch Empire at any time. The original is still pretty good, and Jedi, I think Jedi's actually kind of underrated. A lot of people like to crap on Jedi.
I really like all 3 of them. It's just my personal favorite is Empire Strikes Back.
As it should be.
Yeah.
Anyway, Sony also showed Shenmue 3. We talked about that. Last Guardian we talked about.
They only talked about PlayStation.
War.
Yeah. They did show PlayStation. That was fine. PlayStation View, only 2 minutes. That's good.
Vita, 1 minute. I actually have a
What's really cool about the View service is that, and I'm curious to see how it works. Everyone, like not only gamers, but everyone's been asking for. Oh, I wish I could pick my channels. And that's what PlayStation View is gonna let you do. Is you'll be able to subscribe on a channel basis. And they announced that they're launching in LA, so I'll actually be able to access it. I mean, I'm not in LA, but Orange County gets thrown into the LA mix. I'm just curious what the prices are gonna be.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm curious about too.
It could end up being super freaking cool if the pricing's not bad.
Oh yeah, no, I talked about this with Ray. Like, you know, recently I considered getting cable, and then I completely decided against it because I was like, this is a terrible idea. And I was like, but fuck, man, I would love NFL Network. I would love to get AMC and a couple other stations. But to
get NFL Network, you must get our premium package, pay extra for NFL.
They were like, if you want,
because you need football, so pay us.
If you want NFL Network, they're like, yo, you have to at least subscribe to our silver tier, and I'm like, okay, well, I'm already.
You can just get the NFL Network online.
Yeah, I know, but I was saying like, okay, well, I'm already considering paying $80 for my internet and cable together. How much more is the silver tier? And they're like $120, and I'm like, no, thank you. I will continue going to Murphy's Law. Oh, God.
This would be really interesting because it's great because it's like sometimes I just can't watch certain shows because they don't exist anywhere else. I mean, it's like, oh, I would like to watch Game of Thrones and somehow catch up to it, but it's an HBO thing only.
I can tell you exactly how you do that, and the way I've been doing it is you wait for the season to end, and then about a month later, they'll put it out on fucking DVD or iTunes. And you spend about $15 on that, and you watch it then.
Okay.
There you go. That way you end up spending far less money than cable. Like if you just want to watch like 1 or 2 shows, that's the way you do it. Okay. I kind of wish I would have done that with Breaking Bad, because like I specifically kept cable because of Breaking Bad. I'm like, that was a dumbass decision. I could have just bought the last season for $20. Yeah, like if you watch a whole bunch of shows, then that is a stupid idea. But if all you want is like Game of Thrones or like 1 or 2 other shows, then yeah, go that route.
Okay. Cool. Sound financial advice for your future TV viewing needs.
Yeah, what sucks is if you like sports. Like that's the shittiest thing in the universe. Like, if you want to watch like full NFL games, like they rape you on those packages so bad.
I would imagine for Nick living on the West Coast and liking an East Coast team, it must really fucking suck.
Well, yeah, but the thing is, it does suck. But I don't miss a game. I find a way. I mean, thankfully, in my apartment complex, they get the NFL Network, so I'm always able to watch it here, if anything. But that's why I'm super stoked the Steelers are playing the Chargers this year, because I can go to a game. Because they almost never play over here, and if they do, they play in like San Francisco or they play in Arizona. But San Diego's only an hour and a half away from me.
Yeah, I don't know.
So when is that date when one of you guys are going to suffer from severe bouts of depression?
It's like October or something, I think. It's in
October something sounds right to me.
Hold on, I'm gonna look this up because man, if it's around my birthday, that's gonna be a gift to like one of you. Just gonna be so sad.
Yeah, that person is gonna be John.
No, not when Le'Veon Bell gets shut down.
Oh my god.
Le'Veon Bell was one season and done. One season and done was Le'Veon Bell.
Bull, dude, his freaking rookie season, he was amazing. What are you bullshit?
Nope.
Okay.
Watch.
All right,
Watch.
John.
I'll give you Antonio Brown and Roethlisberger though.
Okay. We'll have a nice good talk, John, after the NFL season, and Le'Veon Bell's one of the top rushers again. We'll have a good old talk.
Yeah, he's not going to have more yards than Melvin Gordon.
Dude, I will bet money that Le'Veon Bell has a better season.
No, dude, Melvin Gordon's going to be Rookie of the Year. Watch. It's going to happen. And Le'Veon Bell is going to slowly fade into Trent Richardson territory.
Oh, no
wow.
way. Trent Richardson? Really, dude? You're going to relate Le'Veon Bell to that travesty? Get the hell out of here.
Oh, man. That's funny.
No way. But back to video games.
Yeah.
What else was announced during Sony?
They did Shenmue 3. That looked cool. I realized that. Has anyone else here played the Shenmue games?
No.
No, I'll play them when they eventually come to PSN.
Yeah, they will. They were kind of like Telltale games before Telltale existed, is the best way I can put it. Like, they're these puzzle adventure games with a little bit of combat. They had really good stories and the world's shittiest voice acting. I don't know, they were really cool games. Last one ended on a cliffhanger, so 15 years later to finally see this happen. Fuck yeah.
So is this like one of those things just like, maybe if we wait 15 years, we'll get better sales and hype than we can ever imagine if we hold off long enough? Half-Life.
Maybe. Half-Life, dude, I'm
talking
right now.
2019.
Would not be surprised.
I wouldn't be surprised either, actually, at this point. It's like, yep. And I'm wondering how Valve's going to announce it, too, because it's not like they have a giant convention of their own, as far as I'm aware.
I mean, probably a PAX or something along those lines.
Maybe. Okay.
Silence.
So, Nintendo?
I need to look.
I feel like we're missing something from Sony. I know we're... Oh, the Media Molecule game.
Yeah, that game looked... That
game
was like
really
cool.
Play with acid or something.
Okay, I guess. I mean... Like, I've shown that to people I know who are, like... I guess you would call them really artistic. And they really like that game. I think... I am more interested in seeing what people create with that game. More than anything. Because I really like
all the penis worlds.
Oh, god damn it.
You know it's gonna happen.
Yeah, that's the rule of the internet, man. Sturgeon's law. 90% of everything is crap.
Yep.
There's also Goodwin's law, which is if an argument continues on long enough, the Nazis will be brought up. They showed Street Fighter V. They showed Firewatch. That game, Firewatch, looks awesome. That indie game. Does anyone else remember that? Like where you go?
It looks cool.
That game looks neat. They showed
Destiny. Do we already talk about Destiny?
No, we haven't talked about the Taken King. That was there. Man, I'm so like in this weird thing with Destiny where like I want to jump into it because I have a bunch of friends who are really into that game, and they've already said like, "Yo, we'll help carry you to level cap, so you can do this raids with us." And I'm like, yeah, but that requires me spending another $60 and playing this game that I'm not super into when it comes out like the same day as Forza and like the same week as Mario Maker and like a month before all these other amazing games come out. That's
like I kind of like come from like the same viewpoint where I'm like, I am not buying this expansion only to play it for 1 week and then drop it. That doesn't seem like a good use of my time or money.
Like, I already have a time suck. It's
okay, well, actually, the good use of my money, I should say. Like, time-wise, yeah, I've played games for like 2 weeks before, dropped them, never played them ever again. But as far as like money goes, it's like, if I'm gonna buy something that is essentially, which is, if you dumb it down enough, an MMO shooter, I kind of actually want to feel like I want to spend more than just 2 weeks on it. Because that's what happened with Destiny, is that all of us were like on Destiny, and we were like, wow. And then 2 weeks later, we just dropped it completely.
Pretty much.
That's a game I really want to shiitake. So we'll see.
Yeah, we work together and screw up. Sounds great.
Yeah, I mean we do it on Borderlands.
That'd be great. I know we're missing stuff, but what surprised me really, I was really surprised to not see anything about Kingdom Hearts. That really surprised me.
They saved it for Square.
Yeah, I expected it to be during Sony's press conference though.
Oh, they showed the first 10 minutes of Batman. That was a thing.
They didn't show 10 minutes of Batman.
Right, like first 5 minutes.
I was also surprised not to see, because they announced it at E3 last year, but it was just a teaser trailer. What was it? Is it called Dead Island? What's it called?
Dead
zombie
Island 2
game
or 3?
Yeah, from the game from Deep Silver.
Oh yeah, it's Dead Island. That came out last year, I thought. Didn't that
they announced it, but there was no gameplay. I was expecting to see gameplay.
Well, they only get 90 minutes and they have to pick and choose, man.
Yeah.
And then they have to make their partners happy too. So, I mean, they had to make Activision happy with Call of Duty. And Star Wars, they showed Battlefront, they showed Disney Infinity.
Black Ops 3 and Morpheus.
Morpheus, I'm telling Morpheus, the reason that was so short is because they saw that HoloLens demo and they're like, we're taking this out, otherwise we're just going to be fucking embarrassed. I'm telling you, that's exactly what happened. So a lot of people have ragged on that Disney Infinity presentation that they had, but I'm like, Disney Infinity is generally a game that scores pretty well as far as reviews are concerned. It sells exceptionally well, and you need a Star Wars game for kids because Battlefront is not it for most parents. So having this alternative out there is really cool, and I actually think Disney Infinity is a really neat idea.
Yeah, he was super excited about it.
Yeah.
Oh man, it's like, oh man, this is so much better than EA Access just because of this dude's amazing enthusiasm. Freaking sell me on Disney Infinity, please.
Okay, so that guy has been on the Giant Bombcast before, and I seriously need to send you his Ice Cube impersonation. Like, he will read Ice Cube's tweets off of, on panels for them, and I die laughing every time. Sorry,
yeah, that was pretty great. Anything else that we're missing, guys? Anything else?
We're missing something.
I looked through all the videos. I don't. But they were one of the big ones. There's Call of Duty Black Ops 3, but
yeah. Yeah, I think that's it for Sony. Nintendo. I was also the other big thing that shocked me is they didn't announce a price drop for the Vita. I was really expecting that.
It sells well in Japan, and they've given up on the States. Like, the only people they really care about in the States for that machine are, like, they're going to continue to give it indie support. Like, that game Severed by the Guacamelee guys looks kind of neat. And then they're going to continue to release Japanese games for it. Anyway.
Cool, so on to Nintendo, which we did not go to because it was not a conference, it was Nintendo Direct.
Yeah, we basically just did work while watching it.
So, I'm saying next year I might take that route for all press conferences. Just fucking watch them on my fucking laptop. The exception might be because the crowd for Sony made that press conference way better. We were surrounded by fucking yelling people who were crazy and probably a little drunk.
Oh yeah, that's definitely why the Sony ones, the fans get more into it, is people are drinking beer and stuff beforehand.
Yeah, I like that guy during the Star Wars prep during the Star Wars bar. You have sold me, sir. That guy was funny. And we were sitting next to Naughty Dog developers. Like, that was crazy.
Yeah, I was sitting next to what was he? The technical artist.
Yeah, one of the technical artists.
He did all the Uncharted games in The Last of Us.
Yeah, that was nuts.
So that was pretty crazy.
But Nintendo, they opened with Star Fox, which, goddamn, it has been like 8 years since the last Star Fox. It's about fucking time. The game looks cool. Like, it looks like the 64 version, I guess.
Yeah. So I actually did play a demo of Star Fox. Couple comments. Graphically, keeps to the N64 spirit. I don't know if that's for better or worse. Meaning flat textures and a lot of blocky mountains.
It's like, okay. Yeah, we took the 64 version and up-resed it.
And gave it new textures.
Yeah.
And strange controls. I feel like I don't know what to think of the controls quite yet. I either think it's a mess or it takes some getting used to, because if you played Star Fox 64 a huge amount like I did when I was little, you instinctively assume that ZR and ZL is your rolls and barrel roll buttons, and A's your shooting. But what they did is that they made shooting ZR. You aim your shooting with the gyroscope, but you could sort of use the analog stick, I think. And A actually transforms you into the chicken R-wing thing. I don't know what they call it. He turns you into that chicken R-wing thing. Performing somersaults and... Sorry, not somersaults, but doing like that loop thing and U-turns kind of stuff it takes some getting used to, because in the N64 you have to use the analog stick and a combination of the C button to make things happen. But I don't know, the controls, if you play Star Fox 64 like crazy, you're gonna need to get used to controls. As far as enemies and all that kind of stuff, yeah, kind of the same as the N64. They had 2 levels you could choose from. It was Area 6 or Corneria, but they recommended Corneria because it's easier and gets you into the game a little more easily. So yeah, don't know what to think of Star Fox, honestly.
I think they'll have a traditional control option. Like, there's no way they can.
They would have to, because it was really disorientating for me.
Like, it's made by Platinum Games, and then there will be riots if there isn't.
By the way, the music.
Dude. Yeah, the music for that fucking demo they had, I was just like, is someone playing The Wonderful 101? That's exactly what this sounds like.
You said it was the same composer as The Wonderful 101, right?
Yeah, I think
just
it might be.
Just that same trumpet blare that you heard.
Yeah, I'm just like, this sounds just a hair off from da 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 da. Yeah, like that, like just a hair off, and I'm just like, way to work hard, guys.
Well, when you have the same composer, themes tend to be the same.
Yeah, that's why Grant Kirkhope over at Rare, and he also contracts for Nintendo is great. So then they showed off Mario Maker, which, why am I the only one on staff who understands how unbelievably awesome this game is? This game is ridiculous. Like, just these levels that they were showing during the Nintendo World Championship that I got to watch later, and some of the ones that I actually had to try out on the show floor and make myself, just seemed insane. Like, there was like, you can make okay, so you know the cannons that fire bullet bills in Mario?
Yeah.
You can make those fire whatever the hell you want. So I made mine fire fish, and then if you dodge them, they'd land in the lava, and then they jump out and hit you.
Now, when you say anything, is it like you get to select what you want, or do you get to like draw it out, or
you get to select from Mario assets? So
okay,
you want
so yeah, there's not gonna be any penises in that game.
No, if you want to, well,
dude, Nick, what the hell is up with you and penises today?
Whoa.
I'm just saying, dude. If Nintendo gave,
that's
Nintendo
all
gave,
you've been talking about, Nick.
If this
been
is the second time I brought it up.
See, you're even counting.
I'm just saying that if Nintendo gave free reign, then that Mario Creator would turn into something that I don't know.
Sorry,
to be honest, I mean, well, to be like Sturgeon's Law, it's gonna be a thing. It's gonna happen every time you have anything like this. I mean, like Little Big Planet probably resisted it a little bit, but
yeah, but why didn't you say something like boobs, Nick? Or something like that. It had to be dicks for Nick.
No, that's because it's not my personal preference, it's just how it is.
Sounds like it's your personal preference. Alright, well,
Mario Maker!
Can you out of those bullet bills, can you shoot a pipe?
That's a fucking good question.
That would be really cool if that's how you like platform over something. A bunch of pipes in the air.
I imagine you can, because you can put wings on anything. Like, people were putting wings on goddamn Goombas and having them fly and shit.
Actually, that's not new.
No, like
flying Goombas flying Goombas is not new.
Someone put one on the squid. I forgot what they're called. Yeah, but no, like, I feel as though that, like, if you've been playing Mario for a long time, some of the shit in this game is going to blow your fucking mind just because you've never seen it before. It's just like, I'm going to make like a giant Goomba that flies at you. And like, you can apply different Mario mechanics that normally don't happen to each other. And I feel it's a lot easier to create than Little Big Planet because it's 2D, it's a grid. So you know exactly how many spaces each thing takes and all that stuff. I think that game has potential to be a Game of the Year quality game. I love the fact that it has 4 different Mario engines you can use. You can use 1, 3, World, or New Super Mario Brothers also for the engine for the game. You can have all these different and you can just have weird shit happen. Like I said, I made a cannon that fired fish that went into lava, and if you didn't dodge the fish correctly, it would just jump out of the lava and kill you. I guess kill you harder because now it's on fire. But man,
the good thing about games like that is you really get to see how creative some people get. Like some of the levels created for Little Big Planet are just freaking insane.
I think I read the one where someone recreated Final Fantasy VII.
Yeah, some guy spent a couple years doing it too. He literally spent a couple years working on it. It's insane. I tried building a level and I got like 30 minutes into it. I'm like, nope, not for me.
I think Mario Maker is going to be a little easier than that just because, A, you kind of understand the way Mario games work. Most people do anyway. The tile base. And then, I felt it was just a lot easier to do things partially because of the touchscreen, partially because it's Mario. You know, it's like, okay, well, I want to one of the funny ones is you can put anything into a question block. So you can, have Bullet Bill come out of a question block if you want to.
So you could jump into the question box and shoot a Bullet Bill right down at you and kill you.
Yeah, if you want to be a dick. If you just want to make Cat Mario, you can, you assholes. If you want to be an asshole and just make Cat Mario, you can. Yeah, that game, man, like, I don't, like, I see how people could, like, overlook it, but that is one of the games I'm most excited for the second half of this year. Going on with Nintendo, they showed Mario Tennis Ultra Smash. I don't know, I liked the DS one. I remember I gave it an 8. I reviewed it for the website. Any Mario Tennis fans?
I do like Mario Tennis.
I like Mario Tennis.
I haven't played.
Yeah, I don't. Oh man, yeah, Mario Tennis is cool. Looked like more of it. That's all I really say. Then they showed Mario. A title I was kind of surprised: Mario and Luigi Paper Jam, which combines the Mario and Luigi RPGs with the Paper Mario RPGs to create this weird, hilarious thing. John, you seem kind of into this one. What was your opinion?
I think it's kind of cool. I really like Mario and Luigi. I actually like Paper Mario more. Not so much Sticker Star, but I like the Paper Mario franchise as a whole better. And it looks really unique as far as like being able to do certain things with Paper Mario that you can't do with normal Mario, and then the other way around. I think it'll be pretty cool.
Yeah, that game, like, I really enjoyed, like, the writing from that trailer seemed really clever. Like, when Bowser met Bowser and they got in a fucking fight.
Yeah.
Like, that was really funny. Then they showed off just Animal Crossing, and they both seem super unappealing. One of them is a Mario Party knockoff.
Bronson, did you skip Fire Emblem?
No, that's at the end. That's
okay,
more
cool.
towards the end.
I'll wait for the lead up for it.
The other one is a 3DS game, but I don't feel the need for another Animal Crossing on the 3DS. Like, just don't. Xenoblade Chronicles X. It is coming this December 4th. It has a date. They showed a small trailer. Anthony, you seem to be the Xenoblade fan. Tell us about Xenoblade X.
I don't think I actually saw much of Xenoblade X because I was kind of occupied at the time, and I didn't go back to rewatching it.
They showed one trailer on the show floor. It looks cool, but like I said, there's so little details about it. Next game was a surprise, Yokai Watch. It is a Japanese RPG about capturing ghosts and fighting with ghosts, and it is made by the Ni no Kuni team.
Is the art also by Studio Ghibli?
I don't think it is by Ghibli, but I think that they are definitely taking influences by watching the gameplay in the trailer.
Ooh.
Because that shit looks hella Ni no Kuni. Like, it looks straight up like Ni no Kuni, as far as the art style goes. Next up, Fire Emblem. It's a new 3DS Fire Emblem F, or it's known in the States, Fire Emblem Fates. No gameplay was shown. Coming in 2016. John, do you have any details for us or anything to say?
About what?
Fire Emblem Fates.
It's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be really awesome. If it's anything close to Awakening, it's going to be one of the best 3DS games out there. And I know that Anthony will agree with me. Yeah.
Yes.
So I mean, look forward to it. I don't remember what was the date that they gave, or I think they just said
2016,
right?
They just said 2016.
Yeah. Well, it could be February
I
2016. I mean, Awakening came out during that time.
It did come out in February, didn't it?
Yeah, it came out a year when the 3DS was absolutely amazing.
Yeah, Nintendo's really good at releasing big 3DS games around March.
Yeah, they do that. I remember Resident Evil Revelations came out in, like, February? That was a big one they did?
Yeah, both Monster Hunter and Majora's Mask came out in March. On the same day, actually.
No, they came out in February. I remember, because I just got my tax return. I bought those games on the same day. What else? Nintendo, like, really spaces DS titles out throughout the year. They're good about that. I personally am not a big Fire Emblem guy. Like, just grid-based I like turn-based fighting, but I don't like it on a grid. Like adding that extra element of like positioning makes turn-based too complicated for me. Like I'll admit I am too dumb for the majority of those games.
I always kind of like look at strategy turn-based RPGs as like playing chess. You have to be aware of what everyone is doing, and you have to think 5 steps ahead at the same time, which appeals to certain people, but not to others.
Yeah, I mean, like I'm really, really, really picky about my grid-based strategy games. Like I know Nick, Bronson, you were talking about Disgaea, right?
Yeah, Disgaea is awesome. That game is great.
Yeah, I'll have to try it out because I mean I'm really picky. Like I really like Fire Emblem. I like Advance Wars. Not a huge fan of Tactics, Final Fantasy Tactics.
Fuck Final Fantasy Tactics. That's what I'm saying about that game. For a lot of reasons.
So, I mean, I can't really think of like Tactics Ogre was kind of the same. Like I kind of liked it, kind of didn't. So it really depends on the game.
I love Project Cross Zone. Like I'm not a big fan of most of those. I like Project Cross Zone. That game was amazing. Disgaea is great, and then Fire Emblem, I'm kind of in this weird place where I don't dislike it, but I'm not in love with it. Like I think it's good. I'm just not like going out of my way to play those games or be invested in them. Next up on Nintendo's front, they showed the dream crossover Anthony and I have been waiting for, Shin Megami Tensei Cross Fire Emblem. It definitely has more of a Mega 10 look than a Fire Emblem look. In fact, the Fire Emblem characters kind of look like summons. It has an anime art style, J-pop music, and is coming in 2016. Anthony, any thoughts on this?
Ever since they showed that anime trailer a while ago, flat out not the type of game I was expecting.
No.
I don't know if it's good or not, because you were expecting, Mega 10 Cross Fire Emblem, what are you going to do? Is it going to be like, Mega 10 characters in a Fire Emblem world, or the other way around, or whatever, and then you see all the trailer, and I'm like, well, wow, it very much
looks like Fire Emblem characters in a Mega 10 world.
Yeah, but not only that, but you didn't expect it to come with J-pop. You didn't expect it to look as colorful as it does. It's like, whoa.
It reminds me more of a Persona game than it does a traditional Mega 10 game.
That's what had me thinking too. I'm just like, where's the Fire Emblem in this? Because I've played Fire Emblem games since Radiant Dawn, so I played that one. I played the DS remake, and then I played Awakening. But even then, it's like,
Moving forward, Nintendo. That game looks like Persona across Fire Emblem is what it looks like. But it looks cool. Another surprise, brand new Metroid Prime game, but it's like co-op, and then its multiplayer is this sports style game being made by the Luigi's Mansions guys. It has a lot of fans pissed off, and I don't understand how a series based around isolation works co-op. But I'm willing to give it a chance. Those guys have a good track record. Nintendo typically doesn't fuck up too bad.
You mean people are not happy about...
No, they are super pissed about that game being like co-op, Federation Force, and not being a traditional Metroid game, the fact that it looks like a shooter.
I really don't know what to think about Metroid at this point. Because here's what I think. I think Metroid... I played Metroid Prime 3, that was pretty awesome. It was kind of hard. I like the Other M. But a lot of people got pissed off at the Other M because of the lousy story. Which I can agree with that, but I still think Other M's a good game to play. But people don't really buy Metroid games. That's the other concern too.
I mean, yeah. I don't know really how to feel about this. I'm just kind of indifferent. I'm not angry about it, and I hope it turns out well, but I'm not excited.
Yeah, I don't think Metroid games are my kind of game, but...
Yeah, I don't know, man. I loved Metroid Prime 1, 2, and 3, but this new thing looks weird. John, you have a take on it?
Nah, I don't really care. I mean, I kind of want to wait for initial opinions before I buy it.
Yeah.
It's compared to all of the games that Nintendo announced that have co-op. I am most excited for Zelda.
Yeah. Out of all the games on here, Mario Maker is the one that gets me hyped.
Yeah, the concern I do have is that Nintendo's very good at making co-op games or, basically making multiplayer games that makes everyone hate each other at the end of the day. Is Nick still here?
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, I'm surprised you didn't fall asleep.
Shut up, John.
Alright, we're almost done with Nintendo. Then I actually have news for the week. I'm not sure if Nick does. So Nintendo decided to close with 2 Zelda announcements. One is Hyrule Warriors is coming to the 3DS. I'm pretty sure it's the new 3DS only, but I'm not sure on that yet.
I mean, considering how bad the frame rate was on the Wii U version, yeah, it probably has to be on the new 3DS.
It is called Hyrule Warriors Legends, and it will have new characters specifically for the 3DS version from the Wind Waker, and it is coming in 2016. That actually, I think, is a good game for a portable. Like, you do a mission, turn it off. Do a mission, turn it off. Like, it's perfect for bus rides and stuff.
I just spaced out and suddenly forgot what game we were talking about.
Hyrule Warriors.
Thank you. I don't know. The problem I have with Hyrule Warriors is apparently what is the Dynasty Warriors problem, which is here's a gazillion enemies. You've got the most useless allies in history, which actually the 2 and 2 go together perfectly well because Hyrule has one of the most useless militaries in gaming history. No debate at that point. What else? I don't know. I like Hyrule Warriors on the Wii U. Once in a while, I just jump back into it because the game is basically Zelda fan service that actually did a pretty good job on. But would I buy again on 3DS? No clue. Maybe not, because I already played it on the Wii U. And I look forward to even stupider AI with the insufficient processing power of the 3DS compared to the Wii U.
Yeah, I don't know. I thought Hyrule Warriors was a pretty good game. I'm not willing to get it portable, even if they do have characters from my favorite Zelda. Last piece of news is shocking everyone. Didn't show anything from the new Zelda for Wii U, but they did show a new Zelda coming to 3DS this holiday season, and it is a 3-player co-op Zelda game called Triforce Heroes. It's based around 2D Zelda gameplay. It'll be similar to Four Swords Adventures. I'm okay with this. Like, every one of Nintendo's things they showed, except for Yoshi, Mario, and Star Fox, and a little bit Megaten, I'm kind of like, it looks alright. Like, none of it was like, this looks awful, but none of it was like, ah! What's your opinion on this Zelda game, John?
I think it looks cool. It's interesting that they decided to go with 3 and not 4. But you know, it's gonna be cool, I think.
Yeah, for sure. Oh, and I forgot about this earlier in the press conference. Yoshi's Woolly World looks adorable. It's Kirby's Epic Yarn, but with Yoshi.
I tried playing Woolly World, not getting it.
I want to give everything in that game a hug. The game is adorable. Alright, well, that's all we got from Nintendo. Do we want to talk about anything else, or do we got I got some news stories.
I do want to say something is that we did give ratings to like the Microsoft and Sony press conference stuff. I think I gave Microsoft a 7 and Sony an 8. With Nintendo, I just didn't feel anything from that entire thing. I honestly probably would have gave it a 6. It's not terrible, but it just kind of felt lackluster, and I'm like, well, whatever. It probably could be because I was really tired the morning I tried to watch some of it, but well, there just wasn't much exciting.
I think they had some really, really cool stuff, but like if you told me what from Nintendo are you excited about, it's like Mega 10 and Mario Maker. Mega 10 Crossfire Island and Mario Maker. And Mario Maker is enough excitement to make it like not the worst thing in the world. And none of the announcements were like bad. Like it wasn't like they wasted time on anything dumb. Like all of these are relevant games that look like they're going to be quality games, but none of them appealed to like my sensibilities outside of like Mario Maker. And they didn't show enough of some things. Like I wanted to see more of Yokai Watch. Anyway.
Indeed.
Yeah, so news or what do we want to or do we have anything else from E3?
I think a lot of us are really tired. If I am to be very, very honest right now.
All right, great. I'll pull the news for the week and we'll call it a day. Splatoon has sold over 1 million copies.
Wow.
Woo! New Nintendo IP. Knocking it out of the park. That game looks pretty cool. We're actually doing 60-minute access of it in about a week and a half or 2 weeks. Because the copy just shipped. That game looks cool. All right. Batman Arkham Knight on the PC is totally fucked.
If you're on Team Red, right?
No, just in general. It apparently is not exclusive to AMD, though it is more likely on AMD. It's very video card specific. It is so bad that they have actually pulled the game from Steam.
Wow.
If you purchased a game and are not satisfied, they said they request your patience while these are resolved. If desired, you can request a full refund. The game caps the frame rate at 30 FPS. There's stuttering problems, along with several other problems. PC Gamer acquired code earlier this week and published a thorough breakdown of the problems with it. This was tested on a system that has an i5 2500K, 16 gigs of RAM, and a 970. It's locked to 30 frames. You can obviously get rid of this by going into the config file and changing the max FPS from 30 to 99999. NVIDIA specific effects don't impact frame rate one way or another. Textures have several problems, including problems if you're installing it on an SSD. And it has stuttering issues. Wow. So, yeah, shit is fucked.
Game's running well on release.
Hey, I'm playing the console version and it is running fine on that. What happened here, though, is most of the Batman sales come from, one, they probably had to meet a deadline, and two, most of the time the sales for a game like Batman come from the console. PC version ends up being second fiddle. Sad, but true. This shit is going to get patched eventually and fixed eventually.
And they'll say we're sorry.
Yeah. I mean, at least they're doing the right thing and taking off the fucking Steam store. That's good. So, any commentary on how fucked Batman is?
I have not had a single problem with Batman. Except maybe being able to run it on higher settings. But that's it. I mean, it runs fine.
Yeah, like, I think this is an issue that might also Like, maybe it's only people on max settings, maybe it's only people in certain settings. John, I think you're like, John, have you put your frame counter on for it, or have you unlocked the frame rate yet?
No.
I think that might be the problem also, is like people want to get higher than 30 frames, and that could be causing the stuttering then. And they go in and unlock that shit.
Yeah, that would make sense.
So that would be my guess. Which
Impatient people.
It's still really shitty of them to cap that shit at 30 frames on the PC version, but whatever.
Yeah, I blame Nick.
Last two pieces of news. In celebration for the 10th anniversary of Forza Motorsport, Microsoft is doing a special Forza Motorsport bundle.
Called it.
It is a blue Xbox One with a racing stripe across the top and the Forza logo on the top with a blue controller. It comes with a 1 terabyte hard drive and a copy of the game for $400. Also, the wireless controller comes with rubberized grips. I will send Anthony a picture now because he's probably curious what it looks like.
I see a box and then an ad. Great.
Great. Yeah, there's all kinds of Forza logos and a racing stripe on pretty much everything.
It's got a terabyte hard drive.
Yep.
Oh, it looks alright.
That looks neat.
Painted for GT Blue. See, because that's the only car they have.
It's the one that matters, damn it.
It's the only car that should ever matter in Forza 6. You only need to drive a Ford GT and nothing else. We don't need to show you the other 450 cars. We only need you to know that there's a Ford GT and, oh, there's one Ferrari, but Ford GT.
I drove an Audi when I demoed at E3, so...
Yeah, that's in the rain.
The last piece of news, a new Persona 5 trailer has leaked. No.
Have you tagged me in this, Benson?
I'm not sure if I did. I will send it to the chat.
Totally should. I would totally love to watch it.
Yeah, it looks hella Lupin the Third. The dungeon crawling looks like it kind of has a stealth platforming element to it. The actual combat looks like Persona, except now everyone has fucking guns.
Pretty sweet.
Yeah, the art style looks really cool. They use a lot of reds and blacks. It looks like there's going to be more anime cutscenes. Igor continues to be unbelievably creepy. Music looks fantastic. And I don't believe them. I'm sorry. But Atlus is continuing to say 2015 in Japan and the States. I hope it's true. But I'm not going to believe that this game is coming out in fucking America this year. I'm sorry. Anthony, your take?
Considering how much localization work they have to do, and considering half the year is already over, is there a release date for Japan yet? Like a more...
Just fall. Just fall.
Yeah, without the localization work they have to do, I don't think it's coming this year. In the States.
Like, unless they're localizing it as it's being made. That's the only way. That's the only way. Yeah, like, that's the only way that this game is coming out in the States at the same time. Yeah. Like, even a game like Persona 4 Dancing All Night, which was one of my favorite games at E3, is taking 3.5 months to get localized. It just came out. It came out in Japan today. The day we're recording this, or it might have been the day after, and then it's coming out in October, it's October or September, for in America. So, I mean, that's not even a game that has like all this text and shit. So maybe they're localizing at the same time, because in the trailer there's lots of English. Like, they're still speaking in Japanese, but there's a lot of English text. So that might be it. John, are you watching this right now, or are you waiting?
No, I'm gonna wait until we're done.
Yeah. I don't know. What's your bet, John? Do you think this actually makes it to this year?
Let's hope so, man. Like, you know how I am about JRPGs, but I haven't played one in a while, so I would really love for Persona 5 to come out, especially since from what I have seen, it's been looking pretty awesome.
Yeah.
But it is halfway through the year already, and usually if a game hasn't been announced with like a specific date, it's not going to come out this year.
I mean, there are exceptions. Like, I remember Catherine, they announced its date like a month and a half off from it coming out. I'm like, oh, wow, that's...
Well, I mean, technically Fallout did something similar.
Yeah,
but I'm not really sure about Atlas.
Yeah. Oh, man. I don't know, I'm hoping. Yeah. Because, I mean, it's easily my most anticipated game of the year if it's coming this year. But if not, then the second half of the year for me is, like, it's Metal Gear and a bunch of indie games. Anyway, we got one comment from last week's podcast. So jealous of all of you guys. Damn! I didn't know William Shatner listened to our podcast. That was from Cray-T. So...
It was quite the experience, that's for sure.
My second E3, one thing I took away from it was, like, I think that from now on, going to any show like that, be it PAX or E3 or like any game, any big thing like that, PAX East, Anime Expo, I am going to just go to the show floor with no expectations and play everything. Like, that seemed to be a way better method to go about things. Because then I got to try a bunch of awesome shit I normally wouldn't have played and be super happy about it. Versus being like, man, there was nothing there. It's like, no, there was a lot there. You guys just didn't go find it.
Don't set up meetings for E3, that's what I learned.
Yeah, I mean, when John and I hit the show floor and did a bunch of interviews with, just by going out to people being like, hey, do you want to do an interview? It did help, though, that we were talking to a bunch of independent studios most of the time, though.
Oh, like, no, we got some pretty big interviews.
Yeah, so. Yeah, Harmonix is independent, though, and then you look at, like, let me see our list that wasn't by appointment, because I know all the Activision stuff and EA stuff was by appointment. Okay, Rare and Forza are both big. Drawn to Death, indie game. Gravity Ghost, indie game. Death's Gambit, indie game. Rainbow Six, that's big. Rock Band 4, independent studio. Salt and Sanctuary, independent. Atlas, very small company. Ubisoft is big. So, yeah, I don't know, man. Like... This goes back to my point where I think the future of this industry is just going to be just these gigantic AAA titles and then these small, tiny indie games. Oh, wait, there's news about Fire Emblem. This literally just popped up on my news before we go. Fire Emblem Fates will include same-sex marriage. Yeah,
cool.
Okay. Cool. Yeah. So anything like that, have you guys noticed, like, the increase in female protagonists in games? Like, over the past, like...
the Chicken Horizon.
Lara Croft, the Chicken Horizon, like...
The chicken, that new core game, Recore.
Recore, yeah, that had a female protagonist. Like, a lot of games are getting female protagonists, and that's kind of good. More diversity in the game industry is always a good thing. Yeah. Anyway, guys, I think that's it. Follow us on Facebook, The Gamer Access, Twitter, @The Gamer Access, and we will be streaming on twitch.tv/The Gamer Access. We're also on iTunes. That problem has been fixed, so please subscribe to us there so you can get all our stuff as it's posted and download it directly to your MP3 player. And we're on YouTube, but all our stuff posts late, so you want to come to the site or iTunes to get it first. You guys have anything else?
I think that's it.
Follow us on Twitch because we have 2 awesome shows now. We have the Shiitakes And the Super Senpai Bros. Super Senpai Bros are currently running through Batman Arkham Knight, which is a really awesome game. So check that out. And yeah, I think that is it.
All right. Bye, everyone. We love you.
See ya.